Winter evening, snow falling thick, covering the yard completely. Ethan Ward, single father, had just finished reading bedtime stories to his daughter. 3 knocks sounded at the door. He opened it. Standing there was Anna, his ex-wife's sister, whom he hadn't seen in 5 years. She held an envelope, eyes red and swollen. "Hello. Anna, why are you here?" She looked at him, voice breaking. "I don't know how to say this, but the person you thought abandoned you never left at all." He froze, heart racing wildly. "What are you saying?" This is her final words. Ethan Ward, 39 years old, single father, technical teacher, living with his 7-year-old daughter, Lily. Anna Brooks, 32 years old, his ex-wife's younger sister, nurse, living in another city. Emma Ward, his ex-wife, died in an accident 5 years ago. Ethan always thought she'd left him, never knew the truth. After that year's accident, Ethan lost everything. Wife, job, faith. People said Emma left because she was tired, and he believed it, because their last day, they'd fought terribly. He raised his daughter alone, taught her to smile even as his own heart remained empty. Every morning he prepared breakfast, sent his daughter to school, then returned to stare at the empty chair where his wife used to sit. Lily always asked, "Dad, will Mom ever come back?" He'd only answer, "Mom's always around, sweetheart." One winter evening after Lily had fallen asleep, he heard knocking at the door. The person standing before him was Anna, Emma's younger sister. He was stunned. "I thought you lived in Boston." "I just moved back. There's something I need to tell you." Her eyes were tired, carrying something heavy. He invited her in. On the table sat the teacup he used to make for Emma. "You still use this double set?" "I couldn't change the habit." She looked around, said softly, "Some habits are worth keeping if they deserve forgiveness." He frowned. "You came here to talk about forgiveness?" "No, to talk about truth." But the truth Anna carried had been buried under layers of family secrets and Emma's final wishes. 5 years ago, Emma had started feeling chest pains, shortness of breath, fatigue that wouldn't lift. She'd gone to the doctor alone, insisted Anna come with her instead of Ethan. The diagnosis, dilated cardiomyopathy, advanced stage, heart failure, maybe 6 months. Emma made Anna swear not to tell Ethan. "He'll stop living if he knows. Promise you won't tell him until he's learned to smile again." Anna had promised, had watched her sister deteriorate, had been there the night Emma's heart finally gave out, had helped arrange the funeral while Ethan, believing Emma had abandoned them, drowned in betrayal and rage. For 5 years, Anna carried this secret, had moved to Boston to escape the guilt. But last month, she'd seen a photo, Ethan and Lily at a park, and Ethan had been smiling, really smiling. Emma's condition had been met. Conclusion of Act 1. The night Emma died, she'd written letters. One for Ethan, one for Lily, one for Anna. Instructions on when to deliver them, how to help Ethan heal without crushing him with guilt. "Your sister planned everything," Anna said, placing the envelope on the table. "Even how to tell you after she was gone. She loved you too much to let you watch her die. And she loved you too much to let you live in anger forever." Ethan's hands trembled as he reached for the envelope. 5 years of believing he'd been abandoned. 5 years of teaching his daughter that her mother had chosen to leave. 5 years of lies, all meant to protect him. "I'm not sure I can read this," he whispered. "You don't have to. Not tonight. But when you're ready, it's here. The truth is here." But even as Anna offered comfort, her own guilt was overwhelming. She remembered Emma's final night in the hospital, how Emma had gripped her hand, breathing labored, monitors beeping erratically. "Promise me," Emma had gasped. "Promise you won't tell him until he's ready, until Lily is older, until the anger fades. I promise. But Emma, this is cruel, making him think you abandoned him, making Lily grow up believing her mother didn't love her enough to stay. It's crueler to make him watch me die, to make Lily's last memory of me a corpse in a hospital bed. I'm choosing the lesser cruelty. Promise me, Anna." And Anna had promised, had watched her sister die that night, had attended the funeral 3 days later where Ethan, believing Emma had left voluntarily, hadn't cried, had been stone-faced and bitter, had refused sympathy because she made her choice. Anna had wanted to scream the truth then, to grab him and shake him and tell him she didn't leave, she died, she loved you, she was trying to protect you. But she'd promised, and keeping that promise for 5 years had nearly destroyed her. She'd moved to Boston not just to escape guilt, but to escape Ethan himself. Because seeing him hate Emma, hearing him tell Lily, "Your mother chose not to stay," watching him build walls around his heart, all while knowing the truth, had been unbearable torture. Every birthday Lily had, every holiday, every mom's not here because she didn't want to be. Anna had wanted to break her promise, but Emma's words haunted her. "If you tell him too soon before he's healed enough, the guilt will kill him. Wait, please wait." So she'd waited 5 agonizing years, until that photo, until that genuine smile, until the condition was finally met. A neighbor later recounted, "I saw their house lights on until dawn, 2 people sitting across from each other in silence, as if the past was being resurrected through breath alone." Anna placed the envelope on the table. "This is a letter my sister wrote, but you never received it." Ethan opened it, familiar handwriting, trembling. "If you're reading this, I probably didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't leave. I just went to see doctors. They found my heart disease had reached the final stage. I didn't want you and our daughter to watch me grow weak." The words were smeared with tear stains. Ethan trembled. "What is this? You're saying she didn't leave?" Anna nodded. "She hid her illness. I was the one who took her to the hospital, but she didn't make it through the night." He collapsed, gripping the paper tightly. "Why didn't anyone tell me?" "Because she was afraid you'd blame yourself. She told me, 'Don't tell him until he can smile genuinely.'" Ethan broke down, hands shaking. "I lived 5 years with hatred while she just wanted to protect me." Anna took his hand. "She never left you." They both sat in silence for a long time, only hearing snow falling outside the window. When Lily woke up and ran out, "And Anna, you remember me? You gave me the pink storybook." She smiled, hugged the little girl. "Do you remember your mom?" "Yes. Dad says Mom is around here." "You're right." Ethan turned away, wiping tears. But Lily's question had been more complex than it seemed. Over the years, she'd developed her own understanding of her mother's absence. At school, other kids had mothers who picked them up, who came to parent-teacher conferences, who volunteered for field trips. When Lily asked where her mom was, teachers had given her pitying looks. "Your mom had to go away, sweetie." And Lily, processing this with a child's logic, had concluded, "Mom left because I wasn't good enough. If I'd been better, prettier, smarter, quieter, she would have stayed." Ethan had tried to counter this. "Mom loved you more than anything. Her leaving had nothing to do with you." But how do you explain adult decisions to a 7-year-old? How do you say your mother chose to leave us without the child internalizing blame? The truth Anna brought wasn't just for Ethan. It was for Lily, too. A chance to rewrite the narrative. To replace "Mom left because she didn't love us enough" with "Mom died protecting us because she loved us too much." Different kind of pain, but pain without blame, without the poisonous belief that she'd been insufficient, that her existence had driven her mother away. But the letter contained more than just medical information. It contained Emma's final attempts to prepare for a future she wouldn't see. The full letter laid out Emma's reasoning. "I know we fought. You wanted me to rest. I said terrible things. You're suffocating me. I see now you were noticing what I was hiding. I'm sorry. The doctors say my heart is dying. No transplant available. 6 months if I'm lucky. I'm not telling you because I can't bear to watch you try to save me. You'll drain our savings, neglect yourself and Lily, and I'll die anyway. I'm choosing to protect you from watching me deteriorate. Hatred is easier to survive than grief. You can be angry at me and still function, but if you watch me die, I'm afraid you'll break. Anna will tell you when you're ready, when the anger has faded enough that forgiveness is possible. I love you. Please teach our daughter that love sometimes looks like leaving. Emma." Ethan had read the letter 3 times, each time understanding more, each time hating himself more for the years he'd spent angry at a woman who'd been dying alone to protect him. She was alone, he whispered to Anna. At the end, she was alone. No, I was there. And she wasn't alone. She had memories of you, of Lily. She talked about you constantly, told me stories about how you'd met, how you'd proposed, how Lily had taken her first steps. She died surrounded by love, even if you weren't physically there. That's not the same. No, it's not, but it's what she chose. And we have to honor that, even if we don't agree with it. Anna stayed 3 days, helped Ethan process, explained the medical details, showed him photos from Emma's final months, secretly taken, showing a woman who was tired but peaceful, who'd made her choice and stood by it. On the 3rd day, Anna showed him the second letter, the one Emma had written to Lily to be opened on her 18th birthday. She wrote futures for our daughter, advice for every major milestone, first heartbreak, high school graduation, college decisions, wedding day. She's still parenting from beyond the grave. A neighbor later recounted, I saw him sitting on the porch all night, holding the letter, looking at the sky. The next morning, he smiled, the first smile in 5 years. The next day, Anna returned to help Ethan clean the attic where Emma used to paint. On the wall remained her unfinished sketch, 3 people holding hands together. Ethan touched the lines, whispered, she drew this before she left. I remember, she said, if I'm gone tomorrow, at least he'll see us still holding hands. He choked up. Anna helped him organize, discovered a small box containing a voice recorder. He turned it on. Emma's voice rang out, soft as wind. If you hear this, don't be angry with me. Teach Lily to live kindly. And if one day you forget how to smile, let Anna remind you that hearts know how to love again. Ethan was stunned. She talked about you? Anna's eyes welled up. She knew I cared about you, but I never dared to say. Why not? Because you belonged to her. And now? Now I just want to help you live again. They both smiled, tears mixing with gentle sadness. That evening, they cooked together. Lily sat singing by the window. Dad, I saw Mom in my dream today. Mom said, don't be sad anymore. Ethan bent down, hugged her. I won't be sad anymore. Anna watched the scene, heart aching but also warming. But the voice recording had contained more than that brief message. Ethan had listened to the full recording alone that night. Emma's voice, weak but determined. Anna, if you're hearing this, you've told him. Thank you. Now I'm asking something harder. Help him heal. Not just tell him the truth, but stay. Be the family support they need. I know you have feelings for him. I've known for years. The way you look at him when you think no one's watching. I'm not threatened. I'm grateful. Because when I'm gone, he won't be alone. Someone who knew me will be there to help him carry on. I'm not asking you to replace me, but I'm asking you to be honest when he's ready. To consider whether the love you've been hiding could help you both heal. Ethan deserves love, and you deserve to stop hiding what you feel. This isn't permission, it's acknowledgement. I trust you with the 2 people I love most. Live, Anna. Help him live. Ethan had sat in darkness, listening to his dead wife play matchmaker from beyond the grave, and hadn't known whether to laugh or cry. So he'd done both. The next morning, he'd told Anna about the full recording. She knew. I know, she told me. The night before she died, said, stop being noble. It's annoying. When he's ready, tell him how you feel. Life's too short for wasted love. Were those really her words? She said it more colorfully. I'm paraphrasing for your daughter's sake. They'd laughed. Really laughed. And in that laughter, something had shifted. Permission granted. Time to heal acknowledged. Future possibilities opened. But healing wasn't linear. 3 weeks later, Ethan had a breakdown. Screamed at Anna that she should have told him sooner. That he'd lost 5 years with Emma because of the secret. That Lily had grown up thinking her mother had abandoned her. Anna had taken it. Had let him rage. Had said, you're right about all of it. I made the wrong choice keeping the secret. I prioritized Emma's wishes over your right to truth. And I'm sorry. Truly sorry. I'd change it if I could. But you can't. No, I can't. So all I can do is be here now. Help now. Try to make right what I helped make wrong. He'd apologized. She'd forgiven. They'd moved forward. But the breakdown had been building for weeks. Ethan had been processing layers of grief, anger, guilt, and love all tangled together. Some days he was grateful for Emma's sacrifice. Other days he resented being robbed of choice, being denied the chance to say goodbye, to hold her hand as she died, to tell her one last time that he loved her. The fight they'd had, their last conversation, haunted him differently now. He'd said terrible things. Maybe you should just leave if I'm so suffocating. Maybe we'd all be better off. And she had left, not because she wanted to, but because she was dying and he'd accidentally given her the perfect cover story. She'd walked out the door after that fight and never came back, had gone straight to Anna's, had collapsed that night, had died believing Ethan thought they'd be better off without her. That knowledge crushed him. My last words to her were telling her to leave, and she did. She died thinking I didn't want her. She didn't, Anna insisted. She read your letter, the one you wrote after the fight, the apology you left on the kitchen counter the next morning. I gave it to her in the hospital. She read it. She knew you didn't mean it. She died knowing you loved her. What letter? I didn't write a letter. Anna's face fell. You didn't? No. What are you talking about? There was a letter on the counter in your handwriting. Emma, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any of it. Please come home. I love you, Ethan. A long pause. Then understanding. She wrote it. Emma wrote it and left it for me to find, so I'd think she'd read it, so I wouldn't live with the guilt of those last words. Oh God, she forged your apology? Even dying, she was protecting me, even then. They'd held each other and cried. For Emma's sacrifice, for the lengths she'd gone to spare them pain, for the impossible love that had led her to fake a reconciliation that never happened. After the breakdown, after the tears and revelations, something had shifted between Ethan and Anna. The tension broke. The careful distance collapsed. They'd moved from grief counselor and patient to something more equal, more honest, more possible. An acquaintance later recounted, Anna left the city, then came back just to tell the truth. But everyone knew she didn't just bring truth. She brought her heart. A month later, Ethan invited Anna to dinner. I'm opening a free vocational class for orphans. It's my way of giving back what Emma wanted. She'd be so proud. I think so too. She looked at him, said softly, I'll help too. As she said, they both laughed together. After Lily went to bed, Ethan asked, do you ever think we're both being given a second choice? Anna nodded. She used to say, if love is real, it doesn't stop with one person. He was silent. She said quietly, can you forgive yourself yet? He replied, yes, thanks to you. But the vocational program became more than charity. It became Ethan's way of honoring Emma's values. Emma had been a teacher too, art teacher, had always talked about starting a program for underprivileged kids. Everyone deserves to create. Everyone deserves to express themselves, not just rich kids with parents who can afford lessons. She'd never gotten to start that program, but Ethan could, using the life insurance money he'd been sitting on for 5 years, because spending it had felt like betrayal. Using Emma's lesson plans found in the attic, using her vision. Ward Arts and Skills Center opened 6 months after Anna's revelation, offered free classes in woodworking, metalworking, painting, digital design, served 50 kids the first year, 100 the second. Anna had quit her nursing job in Boston, moved back permanently, became the center's program director. Someone needs to keep you organized. Emma always said you were brilliant but scattered. She was right. She usually was. They'd settled into a rhythm, co-directors of the center, co-parents to Lily, co-grievers of Emma, and slowly, carefully, something more. The first time Ethan kissed Anna, it had been awkward. Two people who'd known each other for years, but never this way. Both feeling like they were betraying Emma, even though Emma had given explicit blessing. This is weird, Anna had said. Very weird. Should we stop? Probably. They hadn't stopped. The first time Lily had seen them kiss, she'd said matter-of-factly, Mom said this would happen. What? In my dream. Mom said Dad would be happy with Aunt Anna, and that's good because Mom wants everyone to be happy. 7-year-olds apparently handled complexity better than adults. The center had grown beyond Ethan's initial vision. What started as a small program in a rented storefront had expanded to a full building, donated by a local business owner whose son had been one of the first students. "Your program saved my kid," the owner had said. "He was headed down a bad path, angry, directionless. You gave him purpose, taught him he was capable of creating beauty. Now he's in college on an art scholarship. Take the building. Do more of what you did for him." The Ward Center now served not just orphans, but any kid who needed it. Foster children, kids from poverty, kids with incarcerated parents, kids who'd been written off by schools and society, kids who just needed someone to believe they were worth teaching. The instructors were volunteers, retired craftsmen, local artists, people who'd heard about the program and wanted to contribute. Anna had organized a volunteer training program, teaching not just skills, but how to work with traumatized children, how to recognize signs of abuse, how to create safe spaces. "Emma would be amazed," Ethan said during the center's second anniversary. "Emma would say it's exactly what she expected," Anna corrected. "She always said you underestimated yourself, that you had no idea how much good you were capable of." "She said that?" "All the time. Ethan thinks he's ordinary. He has no clue he's extraordinary." She was right. The center had become a community hub. Parents volunteered. Graduates came back to teach. Local businesses donated materials. What Emma had dreamed as a small art program had become proof that investing in discarded kids paid dividends. One student, Marcus, had come to the center at 13, angry, violent, in and out of juvenile detention. Ethan had put Marcus in woodworking. "Build a chair. If you can sit on it without it breaking, you pass." Marcus had thrown tools, had broken materials, but Ethan stayed patient. 3 months later, Marcus built a beautiful chair. He sat on it and cried, "I made something that doesn't break. You did, and you can again." Marcus was 19 now, studying furniture design, teaching younger kids at the center. "If it worked for me, maybe it'll work for them. From this day forward, I choose to look at each other longer than a heartbeat. I will live kindly." 1 year later, Ethan received a package from the hospital where Emma had been treated. Inside was another letter. "If someone is reading this, it means Ethan has smiled again. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for not stopping being kind. Let our daughter know. Mom always watches from the light behind the window." Ethan finished reading, turned to look at Anna. She smiled through tears. Lily ran over, holding a new drawing. 3 people holding hands behind them, a blurry figure smiling. "I drew Mom." Ethan hugged her, whispered, "Yes, Mom is still here." Outside, snow fell gently. Light from inside the house cast warmth like a smile that never dimmed. But the year had held one more revelation. The second letter had been hidden inside the first. Instructions. "Open this on the anniversary of my death if Anna and Ethan are together." They'd opened it together, 1 year after Anna had knocked on his door. "If you're reading this together, I'm glad. I planned for this. Hope for this. Anna, you finally stopped hiding. Good. Ethan, you've forgiven me, forgiven yourself. Opened your heart again. I'm proud. And Lily, your father and your aunt love each other. They loved me too. All of that is true at once. Love doesn't run out. Love multiplies. I'm not sad I died. I'm sad I won't see what comes next. But I trust you 3 to build something beautiful. Thank you for letting me go. Thank you for carrying me forward. Thank you for being a family. I love you all. Live well. Emma," they'd cried, all 3, then laughed, because Emma had planned everything, even this, even them. That night, they'd gone to Emma's grave, first time all 3 together, had told her about the center, about the kids they were helping, about Lily's report card, all A's, about Anna moving in officially, about plans to get married someday when it felt right. "We're living," Ethan had said to the headstone, "like you wanted, with all the mess and complexity and beauty that entails. Thank you for letting go, for trusting us to carry on." Anna had added, "Thank you for seeing me, for knowing, for giving permission I didn't know I needed." And Lily, sweet Lily, had said simply, "Hi, Mom, I'm happy. Dad's happy. Aunt Anna's happy. Just like you wanted." They'd stood in snow as sunset, three living people connected to one dead one, proving that love doesn't end. It transforms, continues, ripples forward into futures the deceased can't see, but helped create. If you believe stories of healing like this deserve to be told, leave a comment and subscribe to My Stories. We tell stories that should never be forgotten.